You also don't need to see this bar graph to understand that we are trending in the wrong direction, but clearly we are. Let's talk about Columbine. First of all, we're now over 20 years since Columbine, and that sign, "One bleeding to death," that you see on the screen was actually put in the window at Columbine. He shot that with his rifle. That's at 9:34 in the morning. At 9:35, they got the first 911 call. 9:39, the first cop arrives on scene. And at 9:40 is the final gunshot where he takes his own life long before they can ever enter the building. We've done so much better at the police response and so much better at prevention, and we have to get better in the middle space, period. And that starts with every one of you. In other words, if I pull onto your property or your campus as a visitor, is it obvious where I need to go? If it is, and we've got great signage, and I go to a side door to try and get in the building, then to you all, that's now going to be a red flag, because that should never happen if you have good signage. The first thing that's in here is this guy. This is an AR pistol. According to the law, this is a handgun. It's a smaller version of an AR-15. Does anybody in this room think this will do less damage than a full-size AR-15? Of course not. You want to get out of sight of that window and move to what's called the hard corner. And all that means is this: if I'm standing here at this doorway and the breacher pops the door, I can now see and shoot 90% of this. Where can I not see or shoot from here? Correct. Here and here, your deep corners. Instinctively, a lot of people want to move to the back of the room, as far away from the door, as far away from the threat, and get behind stuff. Your brain doesn't tell you to get right up on the same exact wall where the threat is and in that deep corner, but that's exactly where you should be. And is it safe to call 911? The rule on this is if you're fortified and barricaded, if you have to whisper, it is not safe to call 911. So being able to stop life-threatening bleeding, the #1 cause of trauma-related death, is critically important. So here we are, 17 years after Columbine, where there was an actual sign put in the window about one bleeding to death, and we've done nothing in our schools or anywhere else for that matter as far as empowering people on how to treat bleeding. So in our bodies, we all have pressure points. One in particular is significant that probably would have saved Jacob's life. And the way we apply this, if you're going to put it on your arms, you slide it up your arm and then take that red tab and pull. It stands for stretch, wrap, and tuck. It's literally just a giant rubber band. Wrap it around and hook it on itself. We could apply the ABD pad on the inside toward that. So you're going to stick your finger in there and pack towards the heart, and this is a one-for-one exchange. Bleeding control is absolutely a life skill, just like CPR or anything else.